What's up, Libra? It's Friday night. You know what that means. Time to make an ASMR video while my neighbors blast music through the walls. But it's okay. I think it'll work for the ambience of these early 2020 videos. Because as I discovered only yesterday while recording the video for my own sign of Leo, these videos are actually not very good for relaxing because they are a little bit stressful. Apparently, when you look at a whole year in context, you start seeing all of these major events back to back to back. And I think it might be just a little too much to actually be a relaxing ASMR video. Definitely encourage cross-watching for your ex's sign this time around. But on the other hand, look at it this way. You're a Libra, so I know that you'll be able to be fair and balanced in your verdicts. At least when you hear your yearly 2020 tarot forecast, it will be presented in a soothing manner. So, I guess I decided that it was still worth doing, if for that reason alone. That is one reason why I started doing these ASMR tarot videos. And by the way, I'm using this Enigma deck by Southwestern artist Daniel Martin Diaz. It's similar to a Lotteria deck, if you're familiar with that card game. I noticed that a lot of the tarot readers on YouTube tend to speak in really loud voices and ramble, and no hate, of course. When I first started watching tarot videos on YouTube, there was this woman who had like a Russian kind of an accent, and her name was Alexandra, and she would do tarot readings. And actually, a Taurus friend of mine from the East Coast turned me on to her videos. She would speak in a really soothing voice in very dulcet tones, but most tarot readers and astrologists that I see on YouTube, it's all like, welcome, thank you for joining me, how would you like to hear your horoscope, let me sing you a song. And so, oh my god, this video is going to be like another hour-long video. It's going to take forever to upload. I hope that you enjoy it. Alright. I'll light my crackling fire candle. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to deal out 12 of these cards. And then I'm gonna set them on fire. No, I'm just kidding. Put them safely away. We can always get more if we need to. And I have, again, as I used for the January 2020 forecasts, I have the Tarot Mucha deck. I love Art Nouveau. I actually just bought an Art Nouveau book to torture myself with. It's all architecture and furniture, which everyone knows people my age will never be able to afford. But I can have a deck of tarot cards. And I am kidding. I think it's entirely possible to be wildly financially successful. I got so excited talking about money just then. God, I'm so embarrassing in this video. It's okay. I'm just gonna go with it. Perhaps my jovial joking will put you at ease. Jovial joking. I find people really don't like to joke about money. Like, ha ha ha. I can't afford anything. Oh geez. I know my friend's listening. Like, as I record this. Let's see what it is. 3 of Hearts. Now, you are an air sign. This could be 3 of Hearts energy talking about a falling out with someone. Possibly a YouTube tarot reader who is making light of everyone's financial situations. No, seriously. 3 of Hearts, 3 of Swords, sorry, is not quite a breakup. It's more like an argument, like a fight with somebody. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could be a friend. It could be a business associate. It more represents turmoil. Let's see what this is. All right, Libra. All right. I'll get to it, I promise. It's jumping out. We get it, all right? Tell me something else. Tell me something beautiful. Tell me something free. Alright, we're getting there. Okay, here we go. no, you don't want me to deal this way. I tried doing that for one of the other videos and I had to start over. Is the favorite part of it, is anyone's favorite part the stomach sounds? I always love hearing ASMR stomach noises during videos. It makes me feel very connected to the person. Like, yes, I'm hungry too. How did you know? And of course, oh yeah, pumping out the jams. Selenite. So this will be for the month of January. We have consciousness, where you are represented by this eyeball in the center, and then there's all these other dots around, and those are the centers of other people's consciousness, representing this huge field of the cloud of collective consciousness. We've got the World card. So this speaks to some success. We also have the Page of Pentacles. That speaks to success. And we do have the Three of Cups reversed. So this could be about a third-party situation in a romantic sense. But it could also be about a tight-knit group of friends that is kind of losing touch right now. You could be kind of losing touch with a lot of people that you're very close to at this time when you are becoming like more successful. So indeed, this card having to do with consciousness, it's just being aware of that, being kind of hyper aware of your connections to other people drifting away from you. Possibly. This is a general reading. February, we've got water. And we have here on the card the elemental sign for water. We also have up here this reflecting pool at the top, and how the reflected image is slightly different. Pools of water are very much like mirrors, and they have a lot of the same spirit holding capabilities as mirrors. So that's something to keep in mind. And of course, the body being 70% water, and the little drops of blood coming down on the sides of the card. What else do we have here? We've got, so, Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you've got a tight grip on your money situation in February. Kudos to you. That's not the case for a lot of us. According to the forecasts. It's coming and going, I think, for a lot of people next year. But for you in February, your money situation is going to be pretty stable, and you are going to be very much in control of it and very kind of closed off about it. And as I mentioned, from the Three of Cups here in January, it may be that this group of friends, you are actually experiencing some kind of conflict. I see an ending here, which either is coming in the future or hasn't quite happened yet. We also have the Five of Swords here, and the Five of Swords can be about a victory, but you see back here, there's like these two people walking away and kind of have cast their swords on the ground. It's a victory at the expense of your personal relationships. So these cards being reversed, either that hasn't occurred yet, or it also might be that this situation is not a victory for you. This situation may be a victory for someone else that alienates you. And then this ending will be coming soon. So that's something to consider. But financially, everything's going to be great. And since we have the Three of Cups here, and we have the water card here, we could be talking about a water sign. I do feel like it's a close friendship, but it could be a romantic partnership that we're talking about here in February. I have also amethyst and pink kunzite. I picked very girly stones for my yearly 2020 forecasts. Not because I myself am feeling particularly girly, but I felt like they fit with the Mucha Tarot very well. I'm sure I'm butchering that. Sorry, I don't speak Czech yet. Alright, so there's a hive card in here, there's a war card in here, and there's also this card, the swarm. And you can see that this is a swarm of like hornets, really. They're bees, but they're probably more like yellow jackets, and they are swarming for the queen. I guess they could be honeybees. I don't know enough about stinging insects other than honeybees die once they sting once. So, but with the crown at the top, I can only assume that they are defending their queen. So maybe troops are needing to be rallied in defense of someone in particular. We have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is a continuation of that Pentacles energy that we've been seeing in the first part of the year. This is just talking about your place in your job, being very secure, you're doing great, you're loving your work, everything is kind of falling together as far as that is concerned. We do have the Three of Wands now. We have the Three of Wands and we have the Page of Wands reversed. So that could be an inclination that you are waiting for some kind of creative spark. You're waiting for some kind of creative endeavor to get started, take place, or accolades to come in from that. Because the Page of Wands is reversed, that's kind of like an immature energy. And wands are very fiery. You can see here he's got this huge exploding volcano in the background. Like, he should probably move. That's like Pompeii close. And the Three of Wands, you see these ships out here, and trader waiting for his shipment to arrive. And that's in March. And it's interesting that we have these three cards, and then we have this card about the swarm. I'm not quite sure how to handle that yet. It might not become apparent until March. Let's see about April. April O'Neil. So we're talking about the last quarter. Ooh, this amethyst is hot. I didn't put it in the moonlight like I said I was going to, and now it's very hot. I forgot. We're talking about the last quarter of the moon in April, and lo and behold, this is when those hurt feelings are going to come up. We do have the Justice card, so justice, hurt feelings, and feeling like you've been left out in the cold. And that is in the last quarter of the moon cycle in April. One of my New Year's resolutions is to keep the Llewellyn Planetary Planner with me while I'm doing these tarot spreads, so that I can get a little bit more accurate about what planetary phenomena will be occurring during a month. All right, we have the umbrella, and on this card, we have these little raindrops that are actually coming up into the umbrella. We've got this idea that the umbrella represents your higher power, keeping you safe from natural disaster. We have a key here, and we have a hourglass that's almost run out over here in this corner. The umbrella being your key to salvation. This is in May. 9 of Cups, wishes fulfilled, wish fulfillment. We have the Queen of Wands. So this could be a fire sign coming into your life that you're at odds with for whatever reason. And we have the Queen of Swords. So possibly this could be you as the Queen of Swords, being very cutting with your words, being kind of cold in opposition to this fire sign. Or this could be a person who's embodying fire and air energy, very volatile mixture, and they are featured in the reverse. So I don't know how that figures into your wishes, but there will be wish fulfillment. You've been doing great financially up until this point, but maybe it has something to do with the Justice card here in the latter half of April, or these hurt feelings, or there's not really, there's a Queen of Pentacles over here. I don't think that's the same person. I don't think we've gotten a lot of information about who you're going to be in conflict with in the first part of the year, but perhaps it's possible that the Nine of Cups is your saving grace from this person's energy. You're going to get some relief from that. So here we have June, and in June we have this card called the Universe. And the Universe card has a double strand of DNA down at the bottom, and it's got this dashed line, which could be in the middle of active duplication. We've got the Tower from the Hierarchy card, which may or may not come out for your reading, but I assure you it's there. This Tower, I think, is on another card too, and then it kind of forms the center of this universe. We've got the idea of these geometric shapes all around. The idea that the Earth is only like a small part of the cosmos. Just generally, the order of things is reflected by this card, the Universe. We have the Six of Wands, which could mean victory for someone else, or it could mean that you are coming up on a situation in which you will be victorious, and that it's coming soon, but not in June. We have the Five of Cups, which is a disappointment card, but it's like crying over spilled milk. It's not a true heartache or anything like that. But we do also have the Ten of Swords. So I think there will be minor disappointments, and then there will also be a major ending of something. But as these things are in the order of the universe, at some point in the future, you will be experiencing this victory. So when you feel like all is lost in June, don't forget that that's right around the corner. All right, July. Time heals all wounds, right? We've got an hourglass here. We've got flames. And we have these little sprigs of time. I can tell it's time because it's these tiny little leaves on long stalks like that. If you look at time on the branch. We do have the High Priestess here. Somebody's keeping secrets. Is it you? If you're keeping secrets, you're not doing a very good job in July. If somebody else is keeping secrets in July, it could be bad news for you. We have the Lovers reversed. This could be about a struggle between good and evil. It could be a choice. It could be loss of a romantic partner. And we also have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So, oh geez, sorry. All of this financial stability in the first part of the year, it would be wise for you to put away money, because it looks like the Nine of Pentacles is really representative of financial freedom. You have this little hawk here, and the hawk is just sitting there chilling with this person. The hawk is not tethered. The hawk is there of its own volition in this beautiful garden that this person has grown themselves and on their own lands by their own means. And since that card is reversed, it may mean troubled times, but I feel like it's also how this card in June is like, look, this victory is coming. Look, this financial stability is right around the corner. just kind of hold out a little bit longer. August. August is the month that I care about because I am a Leo. The tree. Now, the tree is a form in nature that is very analogous to the human body in many ways. Trees are kind of our way of having a physical representation of the divine embodied, because do you think God would really choose to look like a human if he could look like a tree? That's just my opinion. It's my opinion. We have you standing in your fortitude like a tree in the month of August. We have you here as the Page of Swords. I'm sure this is you because swords are air energy. And so you are simultaneously defending a position and leaving. And I think the tree is reminding you to be strong, but not in the way that the 8 of the major arcana is strength, like a lion. They want you to be rigid. We have here in September something I noticed about this card the other day is that the hand actually has 6 fingers and it has been removed by force. I had noticed that first of all. You could see this as talking about palmistry a bit, but I think the more likely scenario is necromancy and also the idea of great power being in the severed hands of the deceased. I mean, if you can hold on to the severed hand of a living person, I'm sure that would be much more powerful. But sometimes they're a little more aggressive about getting it back. So that's for September. What do we have related to that? Wheel of Fortune in your favor. So that's you knowing about that ahead of time in September. We also have here, we have the 6 of Pentacles and we have the Ace of Pentacles, and they're both reversed. So 6 of Pentacles could be about you receiving charity or being tight with money with your friends, similarly to how we were looking at this Queen of Pentacles energy back here in February. And again, because we have this Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, I feel like, you know, we've got this Victory card, we've got this other pentacle here. I think that those all speak to a time when you'll be much more stable. Will it come by the end of 2020? We only have 3 more chances to find out. And then I will draw 3 more cards from the tarot deck to see kind of like the overview. But like I said, these are kind of stressful readings, so you may as well have an ASMR video to go with it. We have the Oracle card. which I think is a really interesting card. It has come out in one of the other readings, but it doesn't show up super often. An oracle is something that separates the divine message of your higher power from you. If you are unable to channel that divine message yourself for whatever reason, you can consult an oracle and they will give you some kind of answer. We have the Star reversed. This is your fellow air sign Aquarius's card, and it's reversed here, saying that maybe you are a bit like a down and out heiress in this time. We have the Seven of Pentacles, and that too is reversed. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is about job satisfaction. And when I see it reversed here, that tells me that you've gotten to a point with that job that you don't want to have it anymore. And so you're probably going to quit. And the Two of Pentacles here, being in the inverse is all about being imbalanced. So probably you are going to quit a job that has thrown your life off balance. And perhaps this represents an Aquarius in your life, but this could also represent you as a down and out heiress. It's either you as the down and out heiress or an Aquarius antagonizing you to the point that you leave your job. And that antagonism could come in the form of telling you how things are going to be. I would never do that because I'm your friend. I'm kidding. We do have the Sun card here in November, so maybe that means that all of these other things are starting to come into play for you. We have here in the middle of the Sun, we have all the rays out here, and then we have inside this circle is a small triangle representing fire. We have the Chariot inverse. That could be about a choice that you're making, or it could be about a sacrifice for someone else's benefit. That's kind of how I feel about this, because there's a duality here in the Chariot card, which is a card of triumph. But, you know, sometimes you have to sacrifice so that someone else, very much like this card, someone here is a loser and someone here is a winner. So sometimes there are situations where in order for one person to win, the other person has to lose. And we have here the Four of Pentacles, which is about holding on too tightly to something. Sometimes you don't have to hold very tightly to things, or maybe not being able to hold on to something. And we have the Seven of Wands, which is very much feeling like you have to defend yourself. Defend your position. Defend your position. So I see a lot of defend your position in 2020. Defend your position. Man the battle stations. Victory is surely close at hand. Somebody's saying all these things to you, right? Sense that. All right, and now here we are in December. Last cards of the year. We have the ear, and it's dripping some kind of dark fluid. I think dead people do that. But also the understanding of the complexities of the inner ear and how it kind of turns dimensionality inside out, and bringing in the idea of clairaudience. So pay very close attention to the things that you hear during the month of December. We've got a Knight of Wands riding in, guns blazing, just riding roughshod all over everyone. This card is in the inverse. We have the Emperor, which is about being authoritative and maintaining order. And then we also have the Two of Wands, which is about looking at your next horizon, kind of surveying what your next move is going to be. So obviously December is a good time to do that. And I guess listen for those hoofbeats. I don't know if this is a fire sign coming in. Let's see. We did have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords over here, right? Also in the reverse. Now, it's very possible that this could be the same person. I feel like we had... So you were dealing with this person in May, and then I feel like we had the Page of Wands show up in the reverse. Where was that? Yeah, Page of Wands showed up in the reverse in March as well. So kind of March, May, December. I see this person kind of showing up in your life. I think these people, I feel like it's definitely the same person, also possibly the same person in March. Like maybe you meet this person in March of 2020, and then by May you've gotten to know them well enough that you realize you don't like them very much. And then in December they kind of start wreaking havoc in your life. So, what else? What else could there possibly be for you in 2020, Libra? I told you this was going to be stressful. I told you, and you said, no, please tell me the truth. And I said, here's what I said. And you said, no, please, I can handle it. Tell me more. And I said, all right. Yes, Ace of Wands, fortitude on your part, strength, creativity, slapping the world in the face. We've got the Eight of Swords reversed. You're not going to feel trapped anymore. And we have the Nine of Swords reversed. And you're not gonna be kept awake at night with stress, and you will not be feeling trapped anymore. And I think a lot of that has to do with your financial situation improving greatly in the first part of 2020. Now, the last thing I'm going to do in this reading is it's not a fortune-telling deck. It's a meditation deck, and it's the 72 names of God. And they call it technology for the soul, right? Well, it's actually, these names of God are magical formulae, and they are to help you navigate your way through the physical realm as a spiritual being. So I'm pulling 3 for every sign that's supposed to help you in this upcoming year, and hopefully give you a pleasant note to leave the reading on. since they are kind of stressful. It's probably why everybody else is screaming in their videos. All right, long-range vision, prophecy and parallel universes, and speaking the right words. So, long-range vision. He Resh Yud. I have the power of clear vision and foresight in every part of my life. The blindfolds are removed. I can see the full-grown tree within the newly planted seed. I can grasp the cause and effect relationship that governs all reality. My life choices and actions are motivated by ultimate results, not momentary illusions. I can now also see more with my eyes. I can perceive more through my mind's eye. And I feel more with my intuition. We have prophecy and parallel universes. He Yod Yod. I am bestowed with the power of prophecy. With my consciousness elevated and my awareness heightened, I have the power to enter a new universe of transformation and light. And we have speaking the right words. Yod Yod Zayin. I silence my ego. Push the mute button. Now I call upon the light to speak on my behalf on all occasions, so that my every word elevates my soul and all existence. All right, Libra. Thank you for hanging in there. I'm so glad that you came to me for your 2020 yearly forecast. I really appreciate your support. I couldn't do it without my subscribers. Please do like, share, and hit the big red button down below. I do have information in the description if you want a personal reading or you're interested in my Patreon and what I offer over there. Right now it's pretty simple, but I do intend to expand my Patreon a bit over the course of this year. So take care. Happy New Year. Get ready for all that money. And I will see you again in February.